Namaskar. This is Nirmal Gosavi and you are watching Mood India, a program dedicated to the performing arts from the Indian subcontinent. Today we have with us in the studio Shraddha Zogalekar. Shraddha is a well-established Bharatanatyam dancer. She has been learning Bharatanatyam and has been performing Bharatanatyam for quite a few years. She has been learning for more than 15 years now. And today she is going to perform on a few songs from Geet Ramayan. Geet Ramayan is the poetic version of the famous epic of Ramayana. She is going to use the style of Bharatanatyam to perform on these songs. Bharatanatyam is the traditional classical dance from South India. So before we start with the dances, Shraddha, can you tell us a little about how you started learning Bharatanatyam?
I was 6 years old when my mother took me to a dance school called as Kala Darshan. There I met my guru, A. Saudamini Rao, with whom I'm for past 18 years. And I've started learning from the age of 6 as I like the adavus and the expressions of Bharatanatyam. And this Bharatanatyam is not a dance, it is a yoga. It is a form where you can express your feelings and also do meditation. So that is the reason I'm with Bharatanatyam, and I would like to pursue this ahead also.
So you just started because your mom took you there and then you started liking it as you moved ahead with it.
Exactly, because at the age of 6, I guess nobody knows what we are doing.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, why did you feel that you should select Geet Ramayan to perform?
As we know, Geet Ramayan is a Marathi composition written by late Shri G.D. Madgulkar and sung by late Shri Sudhir Phadke. It is a composition which propagates Ramayana through poems, and each and every word of Geet Ramayan is important, and you can understand it very well. So, I being Maharashtrian, I knew the words well and the songs well. So I thought that I could choreograph Bharatanatyam well on Geet Ramayan. And the common thing between Geet Ramayan and Bharatanatyam is the Navrasas, the 9 expressions where we have in Geet Ramayan and also in Bharatanatyam.
So, Geet Ramayan is the famous, what you can say is the rendition of the epic Ramayana in Marathi, the language spoken in the western state of Maharashtra. And it is completing 50 years since it has been composed.
Exactly.
And the greatest part is that it is written, I think, how many? 56 songs?
Yeah, it is 56 songs, and the uniqueness of Geet Ramayan is that there is an introductory paragraph before each and every song, and the introductory paragraph is important and also interesting. The words and the lyrics written by our great poet, late Shri G.D. Madgulkar, are so versatile that even a layman can understand the meaning of it. And this is the way he propagated Ramayana. And Ramayana, I guess, is an epic where people relate themselves to the Ramayana. So I guess this is the best way to propagate Bharatanatyam through this composition.
The music of Geet Ramayana is absolutely excellent. I mean, there are 56 songs and yet each song is so different. So I guess the credit goes to the music composer.
Exactly. The Bharatanatyam form which we are using here is called as Natya Dharmi. Natya Dharmi, that is a dance drama. Here we have not changed anything about Bharatanatyam. It is just the way it is. Whatever the adavus are or whatever the expressions are, we use the same thing in choreographing the songs, because the songs itself is being choreographed so perfectly that we didn't have any complexes or any problems in choreographing Bharatanatyam in this music.
So you think that this music is in the North Indian Hindustani classical style,
yeah, exactly.
And yet you are performing the South Indian dance, classical dance on it.
Sure.
So you feel that the music was absolutely perfect for this blend? You didn't have to do any changes?
No, we didn't have to do anything.
With, of course, not with the music, but with dance composition, did you have to?
No, we use the same actions, expressions, the adavus haven't been changed. Bharatnatyam is an ancient dance, but it can be composed in all the different kinds of music. You cannot restrict it only to Carnatic music. It can be composed in Hindustani and all the fusions. So I guess with the Navrasas, with the Natya Dharmi form, with all the adavus, it was perfect for us to work with Geet Ramayan.
So you usually, when you perform the whole length performance, you present it as a dance drama.
Exactly.
Instead of just a pure dance form.
Yeah, it's a dance drama because there are each and every characters. For example, Kaikai, we have Manthara. Then there is Bharat, who is extremely upset because his father is passed away and his elder brother is in exile. So here you cannot, we use the dance drama, that is to express each and every character through actions. For example, there is a mudra which shows the birth of Rama. So here we take it as birth.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So this is how it is.
So you said that this is in Marathi language, and from the western state of Maharashtra, that is the language spoken there.
Sure.
And this particular region, the western region, doesn't have any classical dance per se coming from that region.
No, it doesn't have.
So how did the people accept this when you presented it in the classical dance form?
You mean the Bharatnatyam itself,
Right,
or
right.
the Geet Ramayan with Bharatnatyam?
Bharatnatyam itself. I mean, could they appreciate what you were doing, or because you presented Geet Ramayan in Bharatnatyam, did they understand the dance more?
Yeah.
How
They
was
could
it?
understand the mudras better, because when it comes in a South Indian language, they could not know what is the meaning of this.
Correct.
When we say this in Marathi, that is Mata. So this people understand that this is called for
Right, right.
used for a woman.
Right.
And for Janak, now if we to show this is Janak. So you know that this is his for a king, to denote a king, and this is the way he's sitting on the throne. So this is King Janak.
Oh, okay.
So-
for any king, you will show it the
Yeah,
same way.
this way.
So now people, because it was in Marathi, they could relate that whenever, even if
Exactly.
it comes in a South Indian language later on,
Exactly.
they can relate that if this is it, then it is a king.
In fact, although I've been learning Bharatnatyam for a longer time, when we compose, my guru and me, when we compose this dance form in Marathi, for Geet Ramayan, I understood the meaning of lot of mudras, which
Okay.
I never knew before.
Oh, okay.
So, it's not new before to know, but to understand much better. So it was very easy.
So I guess the credit is to both the poet and the music composer, because they have come up with such a
Exactly.
novel thing, and this is the best time to perform it because it is completing 50 years
Exactly.
since it was first composed. If I remember right, it was aired continuously, live airing done on the All India Radio for 1 year,
True.
from April 1955 to March 1956.
True.
So that was the first time it was aired. So, Geet Ramayan has this air around it. Do you think people still love it
Of
the
course.
same way as they
Of
used to
course,
before?
It is extremely versatile, and the music is so fresh till day to day that in this 21st century also people like to hear it. There is no age bar. It is not necessary that a particular age group likes it. Me being, when we composed Geet Ramayan, I was the age of 20. So I was a new generation and I loved it, and still day to day I have my students whom I have taught Geet Ramayan.
Oh, okay.
And they were 18 years old, 16 years old, so they loved it too. So,
Good. So even kids can learn easily, I guess, because it becomes audio visual. So since you're presenting an epic, do you still, present it like a Bharatnatyam dance, or do you keep the same costume of a Bharatnatyam dancer, or you change the costumes to depict the characters? or how
no,
does it work?
we do not change the costume. As we are depicting Bharatnatyam, we cannot change the costume. And as Bharatnatyam has this Natya Dharmi form, that is the dance drama form. You cannot restrict it to the costume,
Okay.
because the lot of mudras explains what you're trying to say. So it is not necessary that your costume matters.
So the costume doesn't matter. Everything goes with the words and your gestures.
Gesture, the
That's what it is.
expressions.
So let's sit back, relax, and enjoy this beautiful presentation on Geet Ramayana, written by late Shri G.D. Madgulkar and music composed by Shri Sudhir Phadke. Late Sudhir Phadke, who was known as Babuji in all the music lovers. So let's enjoy Geet Ramayana.
आदौ रामतपोवनादिगमनं धृत्वा मृगाकाञ्चनं वैदेहीहरणं जटायुमरणं सुग्रीवसम्भाषणं वालीनिर्दलनं समुद्रतरणं लङ्कापुरीदाहनं पश्चात् रावणकुम्भकर्णहननम् एतादि रामायण.
So this was Ramayana in brief, just in 7 lines. What it meant was, Rama went to exile. Sita saw a deer. Ravana came, took Sita away, and on the way killed Jatayu. Rama met Sugriva, the monkey king. Hanumana flew over the ocean. He went to Lanka, destroyed Lanka, and in the end, Ravana and Kumbhakarna were killed. This is Ramayana. Every poet, keeping the same story of Ramayana as the ancient epic, has tried to portrait or put it in front of us in his own unique style. The poet of Geet Ramayana, late Shri G.D. Madgulkar, has his own way of starting Ramayana. He starts out by showing how 2 young boys, Lava and Kusha, sang and narrated Ramayana in front of Lord Rama himself. Lord Rama had organized a big Ashwamedha Yajna. A yajna is a religious offering where a fire is lit and prayers are sung and hymns are chanted as an offering. Many people had gathered to witness this auspicious occasion. In this huge crowd, there were these 2 handsome young boys. They stepped up front and decided that they are going to sing Ramayana. They sang Ramayana in front of Lord Rama. Lord Rama hardly knew that these 2 young handsome boys were his twin sons, Lava and Kusha. So this is how Lava and Kusha sang Ramayana in their melodious voice.
Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ram. Swaye Shri Ram Prabhu ऐकति स्वये श्री राम प्रभु ऐकति कुशलव रामायण गाति स्वये श्री राम प्रभु ऐकति स्वये श्री राम प्रभु ऐकति कुशलव रामायण गाति कुशलव रामायण गाति. कुमार दोघे एक वयाचे सजीव पुतळे रघुरायांचे. कुमार दोघे एकवयाचे सजीव पुतळे रघुरायांचे पुत्र सांगती चरित पित्याचे पुत्र सांगती चरित पित्याचे ज्योतीने तेजाची आरती ज्योतीने तेजाची आरती कुशलव रामायण गाती कुशलव रामायण गाती राजसमुद्रा वेशमुनींचे गंधर्वच ते तपोवनीचे राजसमुद्रा वेशमुनींचे गंधर्वच ते तपोवनीचे वाल्मिकीच्या भावमनीचे वाल्मिकीच्या भावमनीचे मानवी रूपे आकारती मानवी रूपे आकारती कुशलव रामायण गाती कुशलव रामायण गाती
Ayodhya was a small kingdom on the banks of river Sharayu. It was ably ruled by King Dasharatha along with his 3 wives, Kausalya, Sumitra and Kaikeyi. All the subjects were very happy under the rule of King Dasharatha. Everything was going on fine, but there was one thing which was disturbing everybody. None of the queens had any children. On the advice of sages, King Dasharatha decided to do a yajna. He was told that if he does this yajna, he will bear children. When the yajna was performed, from the fire rose a divine being. He had a bowl, a silver bowl in his hand, and the bowl had the divine dessert. He rose up, gave the bowl to King Dasharatha and told him that he should give some part of the dessert to each of the 3 queens. Dasharatha did as he was advised, and because of the divine dessert, each of the queens had children. Rama was born as the eldest to Queen Kausalya. All the subjects were very happy with the birth of the 4 kids, and they all sang to celebrate this joyous occasion.
चैत्र मास त्यात शुद्ध नवमी तिथी गंधयुक्त तरीही वात उष्ण हे किती 2 प्रहरी कागशिरी सूर्य थांबला राम जन्मला ग सखी राम जन्मला
राम जन्मला ग सखी राम जन्मला राम जन्मला ग सखी राम जन्मला
कौसल्या राणी हळू उघडी लोचने टिपून जाय माझ स्वतः पुत्र दर्शने ओघळले आसू सुखे कंठ दाटला, ओघळले आसू सुखे कंठ दाटला.
राम जन्मला ग सखी, राम जन्मला, राम जन्मला ग सखी, राम जन्मला.
राजगृही येईन रे सौख्य पर्वणी, सौख्य पर्वणी. पानामुन हंबरल्या धेनु अंगणी, धेनु अंगणी. दुंदुभीचा नाद तोच धुंद कोंदला, दुंदुभीचा नाद तोच धुंद कोंदला.
राम जन्मला ग सखी, राम जन्मला, राम जन्मला ग सखी, राम जन्मला.
पेंगुळल्या हात पात जागत्या थळ्या, काय काय करीत पुन्हा उमलल्या खुळ्या. उच्च रवे वायुच्यास हसून बोलला, उच्च रवे वायुच्यास हसून बोलला.
राम जन्मला ग सखी, राम जन्मला, राम जन्मला ग सखी, राम जन्मला.
वार्ता ही सुखद जगी पोचली जनी, पोचली जनी. गेहातून राजपती धावले कुणी, धावले कुणी. युवतीचा संग एक गात चालला, युवतीचा संग एक गात चालला.
राम जन्मला ग सखी, राम जन्मला, राम जन्मला ग सखी, राम जन्मला.
वीणा रवनूपुरात पारलोपले, पारलोपले. करण्याचे कंठ त्यात अधिक तापले, अधिक तापले. बावरल्या आम्रशिरी मूक कोकिला, बावरल्या आम्रशिरी मूक कोकिला.
राम जन्मला ग सखी, राम जन्मला, राम जन्मला ग सखी, राम जन्मला.
बुडून जाय नगर सर्व नृत्य गायनी, नृत्य गायनी. सूर रंग तालयात मग्न मेदिनी, मग्न मेदिनी. डोलत से तीही जरा शेष डोलला, डोलत से तीही जरा शेष डोलला.
राम जन्मला ग सखी, राम जन्मला, राम जन्मला ग सखी, राम जन्मला.
As the four boys were growing up, they took all the lessons which were necessary for them to become ideal princes and later on good kings. They were taking lessons in archery, they were taking lessons in religion, and so on and so forth. Slowly, they also started attending the royal court. One day, when Rama and Lakshmana were attending the royal court with their father King Dashratha, sage Vishwamitra came to the court to ask for help. he pleaded to Dashratha that he should send Rama and Lakshmana to help him. The demons were disturbing and they would not allow the sages in his hermitage to complete their religious offerings. Dashratha wasn't very sure because Rama and Lakshmana were very young to fight with the demons. But the sage was very sure and knew how able they were. And of course, as King Dashratha was, he could not deny the request. And he did send Rama and Lakshmana with sage Vishwamitra to help him destroy the demons.
ज्येष्ठ तुझा पुत्र मला देई दशरथा यज्ञ रक्षणास योग्य तोची सर्वथा ज्येष्ठ तुझा पुत्र मला देई दशरथा मायावी रात्रिंचर कष्टविती मजसी फार मायावी रात्रिंचर कष्टविती मजसी फार कैकवार करून यज्ञ नाही सांगता ज्येष्ठ तुझा पुत्र मला देई दशरथा आरभिता फिरून यज्ञ आणि तिथे फिरून विघ्न आरभिता फिरून यज्ञ आणि तिथे फिरून विघ्न प्रगटतात मंडपात कुंड पेटता ज्येष्ठ तुझा पुत्र मला देई दशरथा बालवीर राम तुझा देवो त्या घोर सदा बालवीर राम तुझा देवो त्या घोर सदा सान जरी बाळ तुझा थोर योग्यता ज्येष्ठ तुझा पुत्र मला देई दशरथा ज्येष्ठ तुझा पुत्र मला देई दशरथा शंकित का होसी नृपा मुनि मागे राजकृपा शंकित का होसी नृपा मुनि मागे राजकृपा भावरसी काय असा शब्द पाळता ज्येष्ठ तुझा पुत्र मला देई दशरथा कौसल्ये रडसिकाय भीरु कशी वीरमाय कौसल्ये रडसिकाय भीरु कशी वीरमाय उभय वंश धन्य रणी पुत्र रंगता ज्येष्ठ तुझा पुत्र मला देई दशरथा यज्ञ रक्षणास योग्य तोची सर्वथा ज्येष्ठ तुझा पुत्र मला देई दशरथा मारीच तो सुबाहु राक्षस ते दीर्घ बाहु मारीच तो सुबाहु राक्षस ते दीर्घ बाहु ठेवितील शस्त्र पुढे राम पाहता ज्येष्ठ तुझा पुत्र मला देई दशरथा श्रीरामा तूच मान श्रीरामा तूच मान घेई तुझे चाप बाण येतो तर येऊ दे अनुज मागुता ज्येष्ठ तुझा पुत्र मला देई दशरथा यज्ञ रक्षणास योग्य तोची सर्वथा ज्येष्ठ तुझा पुत्र मला देई दशरथा.
On their way to the hermitage with sage Vishwamitra, sage Vishwamitra was telling them lots of stories by which they were gaining a lot of knowledge. As they were traveling, the first demon came across. It was a female demon. Her name was Tatika. Sage Vishwamitra knew very well that Rama and Lakshmana were capable of destroying her, and hence he immediately ordered them to destroy the female demon Tatika. This is how they destroyed her.
सोड झणिकार मुका सोड रे सायका मार ही त्राटिका रामचंद्रा मार ही त्राटिका रामचंद्रा दुष्ट मायाविनी शापिता यक्षिणी वर्तनी दर्शनी ही अभद्रा जोड झणिकार मुका सोड रे सायका मार ही त्राटिका रामचंद्रा तप्त आरक्त ही पाहता लोचने करपल्या वल्लरी करपली कानने अतुल बल गर्विता अतुल बल गर्विता मूर्त ही क्रूरता ये घृणा पाहता क्रूर मुद्रा ये घृणा पाहता क्रूर मुद्रा जोड झणिकार मुका सोड रे सायका मार ही त्राटिका रामचंद्रा ऐकते हास्य तू दंत दाढा पहा मरून हस्ती जणू भरून गेली गुहा मृत्यू छाया जशी मृत्यू छाया जशी येत से ही तशी ओढ दोरी कशी मोड तंद्रा ओढ दोरी कशी मोड तंद्रा जोड झणिकार मुका सोड रे सायका मार ही त्राटिका रामचंद्रा.
So with this we end today's episode, but we have more of Geet Ramayana coming in our following episodes. So definitely watch. Thank you.